we can't make money. Carriers reaching out saying we're closing doors, we can't find loads, market is crashed. I don't think dispatching is right decision right now. A lot of dispatchers broke. Specifically, I'm talking about independent freight dispatching agencies. That's one of the reasons why I come up with this title. It's why you still broke in 2025, the dispatching strategy no one taught you. We'll be talking about loop strategy specifically, and it's very different than tri-haul. I'll show you the loop strategy, how it's different from tri-haul. We'll be talking about more on this. For most of the people, specifically carriers in the drive-in, they use this loop strategy, and this is what I will go in depth. We'll be talking about the numbers and all that good stuff. What you see right in front of you right now, this made me hundreds of thousands of dollars when I was running my own trucks. This strategy will change the way you're dispatching. Maybe you're a carrier. It will change the game completely. This is the visual representation of how this flow goes, the loop strategy. We also will be talking about why it matters, and especially in the down market right now. You can still make money in this down market. And I'll give you the real life example. I'll just take a carrier type drive in and then we'll take it from there. And I'll show you how to build this. There's 4 steps to build this loop strategy. And then I'll be giving you like step 1, do this, step 2, do this, 3, step 4 and everything. And then final thought. And then we'll end the session. What is a loop strategy and why it's so important and how to use it, how to build it. If you're a carrier watching this right now, maybe you're a dispatcher watching, this will completely change your business. Loop strategy starts from one state and city and goes to multiple cities and states and comes back to exact same city and state. Usually it's 4 legs. Some people might do 6 legs. Legs means profitable lane. I'll give you an example. From Atlanta to Houston, Texas, it's just a 1 lane. So you might add another leg, means from Atlanta, it goes to Memphis, Tennessee. You're adding 1 leg and then you go to Houston and you come back. Then what's the goal with this? The goal is to keep truck loaded. You need to reduce the deadhead. If you do this, then you increase the profit for your carrier and obviously for yourself because you're using carrier to make money. The key difference from random dispatching is intentional. This 1% of dispatchers, they plan their routes accordingly using tools like market conditions. They're intentionally planning their week in advance. I will keep it simple. Let's move in and talk about the loop strategies. If you're using DAT has this tri-haul tool. It'll basically, if you put Atlanta, Georgia goes to Houston, Texas, it works city to city. If you put state to state, it won't work. Then if you do from Atlanta, Georgia goes to Houston, Texas, then there is a tri-haul. You click on that, and then will DAT basically pull that information saying, hey, don't go directly from Atlanta, Houston, Texas. You'll be better off if you go from Atlanta, Georgia, Louisville, Kentucky, Memphis, Tennessee, deliver the load there, and then pick another load, then go to Houston, Texas. And this is how you make money. That's a tri-haul. So then loop strategy, this is where you plan, as I said, in advance. But tri-haul, you use this strategy as you go. If you're dispatching, you can use tri-haul. But loop strategy, it's intentional and you planned in advance. Now you know strategically how to position your trucks and you will be using this loop strategy week in, week out. It's not one time, it's a loop. It stays within the loop. These 1% dispatchers using specifically in the drive-in, that's what I realized. Atlanta is a hub for the freight. Chicago, same thing. Dallas, same thing. That's basically coming from north to south. So the Chicago goes to Atlanta, from Atlanta goes to Dallas, and from Dallas, they go to Chicago. They might add another profitable leg. They might use a tri-haul to make even more money. If they started from Atlanta, Georgia, then goes to Dallas, Texas, or Houston, Texas. Before they go back to Chicago, they will go to Dayton, Ohio. Because there are a lot of loads from Houston, Texas, Oklahoma City, Dallas, Laredo goes to Dayton. And then it pays really good. And then they will deliver there and whatever the load they can pick up and then go to home state. This is where they're making money. We can also call this golden triangle. That's what independent freight dispatchers using and then making a lot of money, especially right now. So here is the story before I reveal how I make money and how I made money when I was a carrier. I owned 4 trucks. I was a carrier. Well, I'm coming from car hauling. auto transport. I don't know this general market. It's different. And I do see a lot of people making money. Specifically, this will work if you can flatbed. Not sure about the reefer, but then flatbed will work. I have drivers and I'm not making money and I'm doing my best, trying to find loads, not knowing heavy inbounds, heavy outbounds, but just 99% of those dispatchers. Looking at the load board, I'm paying the highest subscription level. I'm using DAT and truck stop, looking at the two monitors, trying to do my best so I can make money in trucking. Driver's not happy. Why? Because I don't know loop strategy. Back then, I didn't even know the tri-haul, the meaning of it. So one of my friends, he's making really good money and his dispatcher's happy. I'm like, I'm not happy. I'm not making money. But then this dispatcher, he's happy. Carrier's making really good money with this dispatcher. Right? When I switched to general freight, I'm like, always, man, I want to know what you're doing. I want to know in and out everything about load board. Specifically, I want to know how you're booking these best paying loads, like high paying loads, call it whatever you want. But at least your carrier is always moving. They're making money. And because of that, you're making money. Like how you use load, but just walk me through. Okay. I'm in his office. I'm like, okay, I'll log in. My truck's in Atlanta, Georgia. They parked. I'm like, I'm going to Houston, maybe East Coast to West Coast. And this is what I do. I'll just go and put origin and destination and equipment and then all that filtering. And I'll hit search. Your carriers leave Atlanta, Georgia. This is where they leave to make money. I'm like, that's straightforward. We go to Texas to do the work to make money. I'm like, you're not doing East Coast to West Coast. No, I don't do that. And my carriers make way more money than these people, East Coast to West Coast. When my carriers leave home state, they leave to work. In my case, this is what I started implementing. We take a load from Atlanta, Georgia. We go to Houston, Texas. What if there are no loads in Atlanta, Georgia? I might go to Greenville, South Carolina to pick another load. It's about 150 miles away. I get it. But I'm just saying, if I don't have loads in Greenville, South Carolina, I know that I have coils. I have a Rachel. By the way, I'll be talking about that as well. So that in Birmingham, Alabama, there is a broker. Every single day, she has a load for me. If I don't have anything in Atlanta, Georgia, I will go to Birmingham and then I'll pick load and then I'll go and deliver in Houston. When I go to Houston, my drivers, they won't come back to Atlanta, Georgia, although they might say that, hey, pick a load and I want to come back. You know why? Well, remember what he said. We pick a load from Atlanta, Georgia. We go to Houston, Texas. We leave home state to make money. We're not coming back until we make money. We're not going California. We're not going up north. We're not coming back. We're working in Texas. We take a load from Houston, we go to Oklahoma City. And there is a reason. What's the reason for this? Because short runs pay more. Then, okay, if I go from Houston to Oklahoma City or Dallas, 250 miles away, and usually pays about 470, close to 5. If you do this strategy correctly, you will find those loads because it's a short run. And then there are a lot of rush orders. And then obviously there's specific time. From Houston to Dallas or from Houston to Oklahoma City, coming back to Dallas or coming back to Houston, you can also go back to Dallas. You're just repeatedly making money in Texas. Then I understood the situation, like what's happening. Basically, we're bumping up the rate per mile because of the short runs. Then we go from Houston to Dallas, from Dallas to Oklahoma City, or from Oklahoma City coming back to Houston. Sometimes there are really good lows pop up in Laredo. From Oklahoma City going back to Laredo. From Laredo, you can come back to Houston and take another load from Houston, come back to Atlanta. But I never came back from Houston back to Atlanta. 99% of would be Oklahoma or the Dallas, Texas. Sometimes we get a lot of good lows from Laredo, Texas, goes to Savannah, Georgia. When I understood this and I started making money, and then my carriers, they don't go from East Coast to West Coast. Maybe you're thinking like, what's the reason you're sharing this? Because not many people will be implementing this. That's one. And then another thing is that in these lanes, I know a lot of brokers. So the strategy is good. I'm sharing the strategy with you, but I'm not sharing my brokers with you because brokers play a huge role. That if I go from Atlanta to Houston, what if I don't have a load in Atlanta? I'm not sitting. I'm reaching out to my brokers in South Carolina, specifically Greenville, South Carolina, brokers in Port Savannah. And what about the coils in Birmingham, Alabama. I know these brokers and they know that I'm in this loop, always running in this lane. This is basically the visual representation of what I said. You go from Atlanta to Houston, from Houston to Dallas, or from Houston, go to Oklahoma. And this is what makes you money. Just use loop strategy and build your own lanes. Now, moving on, this is my loop strategy. I just stay within this circle every single week. The more you stay in this loop, the more brokers you know, the more money you make, the more relationships you make. Loop strategy spreads your fixed costs across more loaded miles, and thus you make money because of that. And it reduces like dead zones and wait time. Wait time is huge if you're a dispatcher, if you're an independent freight dispatcher. When your carriers wait, this is where you kill his profits, but at the same time, you're obviously killing your profits as well. Build consistency with broker, very important. When you run this lane consistently from Atlanta, Georgia, goes to Houston, Texas, goes from Houston to Oklahoma. I didn't know that there are a lot of brokers posting actively just Houston to Oklahoma. Focus on this strategy and you stay within this loop, you will learn a lot. The more you plan, obviously, the less you guess. Why is that? Because 99% those dispatchers, they do guesswork. Because of that, they're not making money. And because of that, stay broke. Carriers leave them. And I don't want that happening to these people. Very important. The more you plan, the less you guess. Plan and you put your truck strategically in the states. DAT will show you inbound heavy states, outbound heavy states, load to truck ratio. If you wanted to go from Atlanta, Houston, Texas, you will look at market condition, and that market condition tool will show you, hey, if you go to Texas, leaving Texas will be hard. There's no loads. Why? Because there are a lot of trucks already in Texas, but less loads. That's called load to truck ratio. It's a red signal that don't go there. Brokers know this, and because of that, they're paying really good money. Why brokers pay really good money from California to Florida? Because Florida, it's a dead zone. Well, why am I calling it dead zone? Because it's one of those inbound heavy states. That means a lot of loads go into Florida, but not many loads leave Florida. That's why most carriers will go empty from Orlando, even from Miami, go to Atlanta area and then find loads, and then they will move from there. This is a real life example. I'll show it to you, and then we'll have a carrier type. We'll give to this carrier a home base. We'll talk about the weekly loop to understand how this works, total miles, and then we'll talk about the average RPM. So carrier type, very important, drive in. There's some equipment heavy states as well. We talked about inbound heavy states. I'll give you an example. Florida could be reefer heavy state because of the produce, whatever. Texas, it will be flatbed heavy. Just know that they're inbound heavy states, outbound heavy states, and then we also have equipment heavy states. So Texas worked for me to work in the Texas to make money because I had 4 step deck trailers. Carrier drive-in, home base Atlanta, Georgia. Loop looks like this. From Atlanta, Dallas pays $2.20. It's 800 miles. And then from Atlanta, it goes to Memphis. See, it's not going to another city in Texas. It's not going to Oklahoma, but it goes to Memphis. What? Because from Dallas to Memphis, it pays $2.10. But if you come back from Dallas back to Atlanta, you'll see that RPM will decrease drastically. It's not $2.10. The reason why this carrier goes from Atlanta, Dallas to Memphis, Tennessee, because it pays $2.10. Dallas back to home, which is Atlanta, then you will realize that it pays about $1.50. Then from Memphis, Tennessee, you go to Atlanta and you make $2.40 for 400 miles. Short runs, as I said, pays more. What's the total miles? Total miles is 1,650 miles. And then approximate revenue is 3,600. And then average rate per mile is $2.18. Not bad, not good, but you're not losing money. At least you're making money. And again, everything boils down to cost per mile. Very important. Most important aspect in trucking, if you really want to make money, you need to pay attention. Weekly cost per mile. And there's a reason why I say weekly cost per mile, because it fluctuates. If you have a carrier, you're talking to a carrier, and a carrier asks for your help, for independent freight dispatcher to work with him, you ask him, what's your cost per mile? I want to know how much it's costing you to run this business so that we can make money. I can shoot for rate per mile. Very important. and you watching this cost per mile because it can fluctuate, and then average rate per mile, that's what you're shooting for. What was the average rate per mile in the last 30 days? Now, real question here, how to build your own loop strategy. It's not easy. It takes months to build profitable lane and then use this loop strategy for the rest of your life. So step number one, pick your strong outbound market. We talked about inbound heavy states. We talked about outbound heavy states, and then obviously the broker connections. One of the reasons why I don't want to go from Atlanta, go to South Carolina, or go to Memphis, Tennessee, then from Memphis, Tennessee, go to Houston to make money, because in Birmingham, Alabama, I have a lot of brokers and I have a lot of coils. I know that they're paying really good. That's the reason why I said that the outbound market is very important. Use DAT to use market conditions. So this is where you will use market condition, positioning your trucks strategically, and broker list is very important. Now, step number two, find 2-3 connected cities. For me, Atlanta, Houston, Dallas, or Houston, Oklahoma, or Dallas, Oklahoma, and then coming back to Atlanta. Key here, avoid ending in a weak market, specifically if it's close to end of the week. Really good load from Dallas goes to Miami, Florida. That's the weak market. That's the inbound heavy state, not the outbound heavy state. That means if you go there, leaving Florida empty, going to Atlanta or the Savannah, Georgia to pick another load and then go your home state or home city. Very important to understand this. If you do that, that's trap. You will be sitting there, and then brokers use this. So you can fall into this trap. You go there, and that's it. Always testing lanes. I was always testing lanes. I was going from Atlanta to Oklahoma. Then I realized that, no, like I'm making money, but it's not consistent. If you build one version of a loop, you stay within that loop for a week or two, maybe a couple months, to see if there's anything changes. For about 5 years, I was using my loop strategy, making money from Atlanta, Houston, Oklahoma, Oklahoma to Houston, from Houston, Dallas, coming back to Atlanta. That worked for me, and I made hundreds of thousands of dollars. Tracking rates, very important, miles, fuels, and obviously watching for that deadhead. Loop strategy will help you reduce deadhead. Because of that, you will be reducing the fuel. There is a dispatch. We're talking about markets, whatnot. I started asking questions, and I said, how much money you made in the last 30 days for this carrier that you're talking about? I made 50K or 40K or something like that. I said, okay, so in the last 90 days, what's the average rate per mile? You booking loads. And I realized that he's guessing. He doesn't know his numbers. I think it's right around $3.70, close to $4. I'm like, you don't know your numbers, do you? You need to say that this many loads I booked in the last 30 days, this many miles I drove in the last 30 days. This is the average rate per mile I booked for this carrier. If you don't know numbers, you're losing a lot of money on the table. Very important. So that's the third step, testing it. Lock it in. As soon as I realized that I'm making money with this loop strategy from Atlanta, Houston, Houston to Oklahoma, from Oklahoma coming back to Houston, and then take another load, go to Dallas, from Dallas coming back to Houston. That was my loop. I just repeat it weekly, every single week. And I'm tracking, obviously, my rate per mile. When you're running this lane, tell your brokers that you run this lane every single week. And that's the Rachel comes in. So if I don't have any loads from Atlanta, Georgia, goes to Houston, Texas, I'll go from Atlanta empty, go to Birmingham, and then pick these base paying loads, coils more specifically. Rachel, thank you if you're watching. And then you'll make a lot of money. Just let them know that you're running this lane. It's not about chasing big loads. It's not about chasing high paying loads. It's about stacking these smart miles, right? Reducing these deadhead miles. Loop strategy, that's the leverage you need so that you can stay consistent. You will make good money for your carrier. And obviously you will control the market. It doesn't matter if it's a down, if it's up, right, left, whatever. Strategies always will help you make money in this tough market. By the way, I do see people emailing, I missed this live, whatnot. Next Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern time, you will receive the notification. Just don't forget to subscribe and then turn on the bell notification. I hope you guys liked it. I can't thank you enough. I'll see you next week. I have something amazing to share with you, and we'll take it from there. Thank you.